Hello everyone and welcome back to Win or Bin, the channel where I play the games so you can decide whether they're worth your time, your money, or being launched directly into the bin. Today I'm looking at Gamestonk Simulator Gone Rogue, a shop management game where you run your own video game store, sell legally questionable parody games, expand your business and occasionally chase shoplifters like retail work has finally snapped you in half. So is this a hidden bargain or should it be traded in immediately? Let's find out. Gamestonk Simulator Gone Rogue is basically what happens when GameStop, meme stocks, retro game collecting and Britain's dodgiest car boot sale all have an unfortunate child together, and weirdly it's quite good. You start with a sad little shop that looks about one bad Tuesday away from becoming a vape shop. From there you buy stock, sell games, build shelves, decorate the place, expand the shop, hire staff and deal with customers who apparently need a full guided tour before buying something directly in front of them. There are two modes here. The first is Roguelite mode, which is where my footage and experience comes from. In this mode you have a financial target to hit each week. Hit it and you carry on. Miss it and the game politely tells you to pack your bags and start again. Then there's Endless mode, which removes that weekly pressure and lets you build your own shop at your own pace. So if you want the same experience without the game breathing down your neck like a middle manager called Keith, that's probably the one for you. But Roguelite mode definitely gives the game more bite. You're constantly balancing whether to buy more stock, expand the shop, hire staff, save money, or risk it all with some questionable deal from a bloke who looks like he sells PlayStations out of a pub car park. The main loop is simple but satisfying. You order stock from your PC, put games on the shelves, serve customers, store your excess items, and slowly turn your tragic little shop into something almost respectable. You can add furniture, change the walls and floors, decorate the place, and physically expand the shop as your business grows. And I do like that. The expansion gives you something meaningful to work towards. You're not just watching numbers go up like some sort of spreadsheet gremlin. You can actually see your shop improving. The management side is genuinely solid as well. You do feel like you're running a store. You're keeping shelves stocked, watching what sells, dealing with customers, hiring staff, and trying to stop the whole thing collapsing into retail-flavoured misery. Staff can work as cashiers, shelf fillers, or security, and they can become more useful as the shop grows. Early on, you're doing everything yourself like a desperate one-man CEX. Later, it starts to feel more like you're managing the madness, rather than personally drowning in it. The cartoony graphics are nice too. It's bright, clean, colourful, and has a decent bit of personality without looking like someone who threw a packet of Skittles at the screen. It also runs really smoothly, and the UI and controls are good. Nothing felt clunky, which is important because bad menus in a simulator game can make you want to chew through your own desk. One of my favourite things is the names of the games you sell. They're clearly taking the mick out of real games, but in a way that's just cheeky enough to work. They're obvious enough that you know exactly what they're parodying, but not so obvious that Rockstar's lawyers are going to turn up in a stolen car and hand you a cease and desist. There's a good variety of stock, including retro games, and the progression is paced nicely. You unlock new things at a good rate, so it keeps giving you a reason to carry on without dumping everything on you at once like a tutorial having a breakdown. You also get a daily visit from a truck offering deals of the day, with bonuses, discounts and modifiers. Then there are a couple of dodgy blokes offering perks and retro games, giving the whole thing strong don't ask where I got these energy. The modifiers are a good addition too. They give each run a bit more flavour, especially in roguelite mode, where you're trying to hit targets without financially embarrassing yourself. Now onto the bad. I really like the ability to set my own prices. For a game about running a shop, that feels like a bit of a missing piece. Let me massively overcharge for a rare nonsense and see if some collector with more money than sense takes the bait. Shoplifters are also a mixed bag. At first chasing them down and battering them is funny. It's like retail workers finally being allowed to express themselves. But after a while, it does become repetitive. Another thief runs out on you. You chase them, you smack them about, and then you go back to work like nothing happened. Yes, you can hire security, and that does help, but the mechanic itself starts to feel samey. The music is another issue. It gets annoying after a while. Not game ruining annoying, but definitely I'm turning this down before I put my head through the monitor annoying. Thankfully, you can lower it or switch it off. And that leads into the game's main limitation. It does eventually become a bit more of the same. You buy stock, fill shelves, serve customers, chase thieves, expand, upgrade and repeat. It's a good loop, but it is still a loop. That said, for the price point, I think there's more than enough here. It feels like a good quality game for the money. It's smooth, funny, has charm, and the level of management makes you feel like you're genuinely running a shop. So is Gamestonk Simulator Gone Rogue a win or a bin? For me, it's a win. It has issues. I like to control price, shoplifters get repetitive, and the music made me consider living in silence forever. But I had a really good time with it. It's daft, addictive, well paced, and roguelite mode adds enough pressure to keep things interesting. It won't change your life, but it might steal a few hours of it. Take care, thanks for watching.